Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We are going wedding venue shopping in today's vlog. We're very excited.
Super excited. We're in Napa, California, and it's super pretty here. We're super excited to check out these beautiful venues. There's some really good ones we're gonna see, and a couple are hotels and one's a private estate. So we have a nice little mix.
Yes, we think we want to have our wedding in California so it's easier for family and friends to get to. Aesthetically, we would love to get married in Europe, but that does pose some logistical problems for some of our loved ones. So we are thinking that we can achieve what we want in California. We're kind of hoping for a garden wedding aesthetic.
Yep. And
just want it to feel kind of European still, even though it will be in America. And we're gonna see like what we can envision for that here in Napa.
Yeah, the goal is to eat outside, have the ceremony outside, maybe even dance outside if possible.
Yeah, as much outside as possible.
As much outside
is
as
what
possible.
We want.
Yeah. If you are new here, we got engaged in April 2023 in New York City, and we're thinking next summer 2024 or early fall for the wedding. Yeah,
that's the plan for now. We're, you know, trying to get everything organized and planned, and time just like is evaporating before us. So we're being like slightly more flexible. We were thinking like May, and then we're like, oh, maybe it needs to be June, and then we're like, okay, maybe it needs to be fall. So we just need to see what's available with dates and everything, but we're excited nonetheless.
Yep. So first up is Beaulieu. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I know, it's Beaulieu?
Beaulieu.
I don't know.
Beaulieu.
I think that's Beaulieu, maybe.
Beaulieu. Sorry for butchering it. Really pretty private estate, so we're gonna go check that out.
Yes. All right, it's actually pronounced Beaulieu, which I have no idea how that comes from these letters, but here's where you drive in. Super pretty tree-lined street. This is the venue with no parking, so you do have to bus everyone in, which is kind of a logistical hump to get over, I would say. But here's where the guests start walking in, which is so stunning. The whole property is, like we said, private, so it's super personal, and love the privacy of it. Also, it's just so well manicured. All of the greenery, the trees, the shrubs, everything is immaculate. And you'll head over to this garden that is full of roses and hedges, and it's so stunning. Your guests walk through here to get to the ceremony area, and I just think that this is so stunning, very European. And then we're gonna head into this area where most people have their ceremony. So this is also super pretty. The hedges, the fountain, the little pillars, everything is perfection pretty much. The only thing I don't love about this whole area is the ground being gray. I wish it was more of like a creamy tan color. I just think a lot of gray in photos is a bit drab and isn't exactly what I would want, if I'm being completely honest. So we're heading over to this other garden area where a lot of people have their cocktail party, and I love this area. I think it's so pretty for pictures. I think this was probably actually my favorite spot to envision pictures. I think the way that it's laid out is just so stunning and pleasing to the eye. This little fountain, perfection. I will say that the color of this water in this fountain is a little strange. I don't know why it looks like split pea soup, but very stunning area nonetheless. And then we're just gonna continue on the grounds, walking around a bit. We're gonna head over to the area where dancing and dinner and everything after the ceremony happens. This is also a stunning area, but one thing that we don't love about this venue is most of the people have their dinner under this canopy situation, which we would want like an open air outside dinner instead of being kind of enclosed in this little structure. So all in all, beautiful.
All right, just got done at
Beaulieu.
Beaulieu, that's it.
That's how I have to like think really hard to remember how to say it.
Same. Bowl University, that's how I'm gonna remember it.
Bowl, go Bulls.
Go Bulls, Beaulieu.
So pretty. Honestly.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Magical. Like, so romantic, very private.
Yeah, it's a private estate, so obviously no public would be there.
No. It's so private, but it's logistically got a couple like quirks. So you have to bus everyone in, which I feel like is kind of
a little bit of a hassle.
That's like, yeah, like it's already gonna be such a hectic event and day and stuff, and then adding that. I just feel like that could be a little
Seems
stressful.
a little stressful. I mean, most people would probably Uber though to a wedding if they weren't staying at the place anyhow. So busing in isn't the biggest. It just seems too complicated. I feel like for our friends' weddings in Italy, a lot of them were busing.
And it was complicated.
It was complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was in the wedding party, or like you were in the wedding party. Like, we got to go early, so I feel like it was easier for us, but I do think that there was like some chaos otherwise.
Definitely. It causes a lot of logistical challenges.
Yeah.
You also have to build a kitchen there. So there's just like a lot of, you're kind of building a venue from scratch. It's still a venue, but then you're building all the infrastructure from scratch.
Yeah. And like the bathrooms and stuff, it's not quite as like streamlined and seamless as a hotel. Like, it's not as well run of a, because it is more of just like a private like home, you know. It's not this like well-oiled hotel with a bunch of staff and stuff. Like, there still would be staff and people would be taking care of stuff, but they don't have like restaurants on site or like all these nice bathrooms like built into the restaurants and the structures, you know.
Yep.
It is still really nice though.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was really beautiful. I mean, pictures don't do it justice from what I'd seen online, and then you get there and you actually get to see like where you walk, and it
was so romantic.
Really
it felt
very,
very European too.
Yeah, very European.
Like, top notch for that. Yeah. So I don't know. It's gonna be hard to beat that, honestly.
It's gonna be hard to beat that.
But then the little corks throw me off of it.
That was a hot start.
Oh, and it ends at 10 sharp.
Yep. Gotta get out there at 10.
You have to have an after party, which would mean you would like go somewhere, have to pay for a second place, and also get everyone to a second place. Like, those logistical quirks are throwing me off a bit, but the aesthetic was damn near perfect.
Yeah.
I also don't wish that the ground was gray. I wish it was like
gray ground.
Tan.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was really good.
So now next we're gonna go back to where we're staying, which is Solage. Auberge Solage.
Why do you say that?
Solage.
Solage.
All right.
All right, so we love this property. It's one of our favorite places that we've stayed. It's super relaxing, it's beautiful, and here's an example of what one of the rooms looks like. So they're kind of little like bungalow cottage style rooms. So each one is kind of like a little house instead of being like a big tower hotel or something like that. And all of the finishes, the decor, everything is so nice. And we love this kind of homey feel to it. Here is an area where you can have a little rehearsal dinner or something smaller like that with a long table. It's off of one of their restaurants, which is really nice. And then here is where people have their reception. So this is like a lawn area. The pictures that we saw online of this property, the structures weren't here because it was before COVID, before they changed it. And so we were kind of sad that the background didn't look the same, but it is a really nice space still. Here's an area where people have their cocktail party, which is lovely. This is at a hotel, so it's a little less private than the previous one, but it has a ton of convenience to it because of this. So there's 2 restaurants on the property. There's this huge, nice structure where you can dance a little bit later in the night than these outdoor venues, which is really nice. There's bathrooms kind of connected everywhere, and logistically, it offers a lot more convenience, I would say, which is really nice. So here's an example of like the tables and the chairs that come with it, and it's just a really nice, clean, kind of simple space that you can do a lot with. And here's an area where people can get ready for like the bridal party, also super nice and really close to the ceremony area. This is one of the structures on the lawn where the ceremony is had.
All right.
Okay, so Solage Auberge, it's actually where we're staying on this trip as well. And side note, it is a fantastic hotel. We love it.
Absolutely amazing.
This is our first time staying at an Auberge. We've heard really good things. Lived up to the hype.
Yep.
But aside from that, we just toured the space for the wedding, obviously. And it was really nice.
It's really nice. They also took us to a few different suites that we would have on the weekend for like bridal party or stuff like that. Really cool suites. And the venue space was all pretty tight together.
Right.
So very convenient, very easy for people to get around.
Right.
Not a lot of walking,
right.
Which is great for the older generations in our families. So that's a nice aspect for it being kind of tight.
Yeah, I also think something that we're kind of worried about with having our wedding at a hotel was privacy, but because it's all close together and they kind of can control with like security and just like blocking things off. It was pretty private for a hotel.
There's like 2 paths really that you could walk by to get that. And it's not like an open, like there's nowhere you can like look down.
Right.
So yeah, they could just block off those paths and it would be private.
Yeah, so I feel like it's pretty private for a hotel, which is kind of a big plus for us. It's also got a really nice aesthetic. All the little rooms are individual cottages, so it's very quaint. It's not like a tower hotel or something. There's beautiful mountains in the background. There's all different kinds of trees, including palm trees, which I feel like is pretty good for the garden aesthetic. Nice. There's grass, there's string lights everywhere, so I feel like it's ticking a lot of the boxes.
It ticks a lot of the garden party vibe.
Yeah. And like for convenience, it's really nice logistically. It's a bit easier than Beaulieu so far, so
yeah, true. Yeah, Beaulieu is a little bit more of a walk and stuff. So yep, this is definitely seems very convenient. Yeah,
and I feel like it's so helpful to see the places in person. It gives you like a vision and more of a perspective of like what you would do and envision and all those things.
Yeah, definitely.
So on to the next. Okay, first of all, walking into this property is breathtaking. It is so stunning. It's immaculate, and the views are actually the best views I think I've ever seen in Napa. So here's an example of a room that you can have your rehearsal dinner in. I think it fits up to 30 people, and it's got these beautiful French doors and just the most stunning view out into the valley that you honestly can't beat. This is so good. We could not stop staring at the view the whole time, and obviously that would be a lovely backdrop to get married in front of. And here's the restaurant at the hotel, so I think you can also have a rehearsal dinner down here or like a cocktail after the reception, whatever. And here's the little bar attached and just some more stunning views that we can't get over. And here's the area where most people get married. So this is where they set up the ceremony. That is the background, which again is so stunning. This place for me is all about the views. I'm not as obsessed with like the aesthetic of the actual property as I was with like the first one, but the view, oh my gosh, you guys, it's just so good. It definitely gives me Euro vibes in America, as close as I can get, I feel like, view wise. So here's an example of their tables and chairs that actually come with the venue, and this space is right off of the reception, or the, is that what you call it? No, the ceremony area. And then here's a little room that you can get ready in, the bridal party and stuff. Here is the pool area that is also so stunning, and they said you can build a like platform on top of the pool and make a runway basically for the aisle, which would be so cool, but it sounds very expensive and logistically insane a little bit to me, just to go above and beyond. But look how pretty this spot is. Oh my gosh. And then we explored a little bit more of the grounds here. So this property is like kind of spread out in a unique way, I would say. So everything's kind of spread out. It's not super like flat or close together. Here's the spa area, which is also super pretty.
All right, we're back. That was Auberge Solage.
So pretty. Very bouge.
Very bouge. Extremely bouge. The bougiest of all bougie. But like that was Europe in California.
Yeah.
As close as you can get.
Yeah. Well,
maybe not
the aesthetic of the actual structures. I mean, they were like, they were kind of European sometimes, but not like the restaurant. I feel like I wish was more European.
Yeah, true.
The view was like, looked like Tuscany or something, I feel like, or south of France, I don't know. But the view was literally $1 million view. So that was very much so wow factor.
Yeah, it was.
For like pictures and just enjoyment, and like pretty much almost all of the spots on the property that we would use had that view, which is like, whoa. Yeah,
so that was really nice. This one, Auberge Solage, comes with the highest price tag. So, and by a lot. So, take a lot. But yeah, I was gonna say it's not quite fully European. I mean, there was like carpet and ballrooms and stuff. Like Europe doesn't have carpet and ballrooms, so
right.
But that kind of ruins the vibe a little bit. Yeah, the view is money.
Can't beat the view.
The view is money. Pool there was really nice. We want to
go stay there for sure. Regardless.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna sit on this for a couple of days, and maybe check back in a couple of days after we've processed all of it.
Yeah.
We're still recovering from the engagement party stuff.
We're so tired.
Tired.
I mean, wedding planning and like having parties and all that. Ooh.
Yeah.
I feel crazy.
We're tired. We're
Yeah.
tired. Love you too. It's been fun. Back home.
We're snacking.
Snacking big. Nice had leftover pizza. This was like a, what do you call it, focaccia?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of tough leftover.
I know, it's like so hard to chew.
I'm getting a full-on jaw workout.
I know. I'm having some cherries. Some dark cherries. So yummy. Good summer snack. We're just soaking it all in after venue shopping.
We are. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we wanted to just kind of give you guys a rundown. It's been about a week now.
Mm-hmm.
Almost a week since we saw all the venues. And just wanted to share all the thoughts we've had about them and kind of where we stand on them and how we're going to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw Beaulieu Gardens, we saw Auberge Solage, and we saw Auberge de Soleil. They all had great pros and cons, and they were all pretty in their own way. Did you spoil yourself?
I think I'm good.
Claire? We'll leave that for the mouse.
You don't have a mouse.
We don't have a mouse.
Don't say that. So they all have their pros and cons. Everywhere has its catch, I feel. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, they all have catches. That's for sure. And it's really hard to know exactly what every venue is going to entail and what it's going to cost until you plan the whole thing.
Yeah, not the venue cost, but the wedding.
What the actual wedding would cost.
Right.
Until you plan the whole thing. And we've heard from friends that during weddings, you just get hit with like random invoices or random things pop up like the week before that you didn't realize that that venue didn't have or that you needed, and
just starts coming in at the end hot.
Yeah. So weighing those things out for each venue right now is kind of hard to do, but definitely Solage is closest and more likely for like what we'd be looking to spend on a wedding. And de Soleil is way too expensive.
Especially because it's not like our ideal venue. So yeah, price-wise, that one is the most expensive, and it just doesn't make sense because it's not ideal to us. So Lodge, like he said, is the most affordable. We were sad because the area at Solage that you get married at looks different now than some of the pictures online because they changed it during COVID and they built like structures where you get married now that didn't used to be there. So we kind of were like, oh, that's not exactly like what we had envisioned for that.
And going there, we were like, oh, this looks perfect, but it turns out it's changed a bit. So it's not quite fitting the look we want.
So everywhere has its like catch like that, you know. And then Beaulieu is really, really pretty. We really like that one, but it's pretty expensive with everything that you have to do to kind of make it work because it doesn't have a restaurant or anything like hotels do.
Yeah, the infrastructure is not really there.
Yeah, and there's no parking there. You have to like bus everyone in. So that's logistically a little hard. It's not like a structure that you can dance in later at night. It's all outdoors, so you have to end by 10 p.m., which we feel like is really early. So everything just literally has a catch.
Yeah, we've been running into that a lot with venues. Is the cutoff time is about 10 o'clock. That was true for Beaulieu and Solage. Soleil could go later because
I thought you could go later at Solage in the indoor.
Solage you could go indoor.
It's just anywhere that's outside and like close enough for anyone else to care about a sound ordinance. We really want like outdoor wedding, but if there was like a structure on site that we could dance in until like 12 or something,
that's
that would
perfect.
that would be great.
We don't want to go much later. We actually wouldn't want to go later than 12.
No.
12 is like the peak. 11 would be fine. 10 seems really too early.
Yeah.
So we're kind of weighing out all the options in the Napa places. I feel like we got a good taste of what Napa could offer as far as the venue goes.
Yeah. Also, for reference, we want like a garden style wedding. That's kind of our vision or our hope. So those were kind of the places that we sought out in Napa that fit the closest to our vision. Obviously there's tons of other venues, but we don't really want anything indoor. We don't really want like vineyards and vines as a background or anything.
It's fine to have them nearby, but like some venues that's like the main focal point of like the ceremony and the dinner and
like our vision for pictures and stuff isn't with vines, which Napa maybe seems like, why are you in Napa? But it's just because we are looking in California, and Napa is obviously a beautiful part of California, and they do have some venues that fit that more like garden party aesthetic.
Right.
So yeah, it was good to dip our feet in, I would say, and get a feel for some venues in general, because we hadn't seen anything before that, and we just wanted to, you know, start checking things off the list. So it's good to have that under our belt. We don't feel like we have all the information that we want yet. We still want to check out other venues in other places. So I think we're still going to keep some of these places on our list, and then hopefully after seeing more, continue to narrow down.
Yeah, we didn't walk into any of these and we're immediately like, this is the one. Not to say that they can't be.
We just need more places
let's see some more options.
Yeah, so, like compare and contrast.
Yeah, this is our opportunity to take everything in. So we're like, why not just
get
take
more
some
information.
time, get information, and see how it works out.
Yeah.
So
it was good. I mean, I feel like the venue shopping is a hard part for sure, especially we're very specific about what we want.
Particular,
Yeah, probably a lot of other people are easier about that, but we're just like, so much of our lives is about like aesthetics and pictures, and we just have a vision that we're really attached to, maybe because of that. So we're trying to find it, and we'll see what we can find.
We'll find it.
Yeah.
But I mean, those could work in a way too. So.
Yeah, they're not off the list. We just want more information and places to consider. So we will continue this long journey of wedding planning, venue shopping, dress shopping, you know, all of the fun things. So stay tuned. Let us know if there's anything specific you guys would like to see about this process, or if always you can drop the advice and the
you got a venue for us
stories
to check out?
of your guys' experience doing these things, because like, I don't know, it feels comforting to me to know.
It does. So that's it for this.
Yeah. See you guys next week.